What do we lose when we all stop watching the same TV shows and movies? That question is at the heart of Ben Fritz's latest article for the Wall Street Journal, The Rise and Fall of the American Monoculture, and it's a must read, even if you don't think of yourself as a media connoisseur, because by the nature of the fact that you are watching this video, you are a media consumer, and the trends around how media is created and distributed and consumed shape not only our experiences, but the society we live in, the politics of it, and a lot of the problems and successes we have today. Now, in the article, Fritz traces the history of the monoculture, which emerged as radio and television and movies allowed disparate people living disparate lives across a very large country all of a sudden to share in the same select stories. Media in the 20th century was dominated by properties like Gone with the Wind and I Love Lucy and Star Wars, which everyone saw and was able to participate in the common conversation around. And I'll note Fritz isn't writing hagiography, right? Like, the monoculture enabled a few select gatekeepers, predominantly old white guys, to shut out entire cultures and their stories from entering into the mainstream. But now the monoculture is dying or already dead. The internet has given us basically unlimited content, and there's more media created across more distribution channels than ever before, which means even the greatest hits of the day are probably something that 95% of the population has not seen. So I think it's worth asking what we lose by burying the monoculture. The algorithms sort us into these tiny discrete boxes where we get served up more and more and more of what we want, even if it has nothing to do with the story the guy across the street is watching. And there are domestic and international implications to that. As Fritz says in the piece, all nations are held together by culture, and when we no longer have a few stories that we love in common, I think it's easier for us to fall farther and farther apart at a time of, rapidly increasing polarization. Common cultural touchpoints are important. They let us feel related to each other and like we are part of a community. Internationally, we have to consider that Hollywood has been the greatest projection of American soft power over the last century. Like, no matter how much you hated us in our country, you probably grew up with some of our stories, and that probably made it a little bit easier to imagine us getting along. I would much rather the way we exert our influence around the world be because of our artistic achievements as opposed to our military might. And I should also jump in here to caveat that, I love the media landscape today. I love that we have so much diversity of offering. I love that K-pop and Bollywood and Japanese anime are getting their time in the sun. I love that whoever you are, you can go out and find stories that make you feel good and seen and just really, really enjoy them. Fritz captures this point a lot better than I do, so I'm just going to end by quoting him directly. Like so many 21st century trends, what feels good for us as individuals is eroding us as a populace. We stare at our phones rather than each other. We find out someone else has different political views than ours and swipe left on a dating app. And if we discover that the person next to us on the plane listens only to true crime podcasts and streams true crime documentaries, we may feel there's an unbridgeable gap between us and load up on our favorite science fiction series rather than talk to them. Niche media is great. Fandoms are great. Diversity of storytelling is great. But I think one of the challenges of this century and for maintaining healthy democracy in it will be to find ways to remain connected, even as algorithms pull us farther and farther apart.